For today's headlines, voter registration resumes on Monday. PNP orders early Undas preparations. Teresa fugitive surrenders. Tarlac farmers get fertilizers. (1,500 Bulacan workers jabbed. Go Team Aid Samal. Manila workers get hazard pay. Cuenca facing raps. Protest against COVID health pass hits Rome. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and this is Tribune News on Q. Today is October 11, 2021, and these are the latest news this Monday morning. The voter registration have resumed today, Monday, October 11, according to the Commission on Elections. COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez said on Twitter, and I quote, "Good morning, Patriots. Hashtag voter registration resumes today at COMELEC offices and select malls nationwide," end quote. According to COMELEC Resolution number 10720, the voters' registration days will be from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The poll body said it targets at least 300,000 to 350,000 to register. The voter registration period was supposed to end on September 30, but was extended from October 11 to 30, 2021. Following the successful implementation of security measures during the 8-day filing of certificates of candidacy and the certificates of nomination and acceptance for the 2022 national and local elections, the Philippine National Police is now preparing for this year's observance of All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. The early security preparations have been proven effective in ensuring the safety of the public during big events that include the observance of Undas on November 1 and 2. General Guillermo Eleazar, PNP chief, is reminding the public to plan ahead and check for regulations that will be implemented this year in their respective local government units in relation to visiting cemeteries. Last year, some LGU closed down cemeteries and memorial parks on November 1 and 2 in anticipation of the influx of people amid the threat of the coronavirus disease. On the other hand, some LGU implemented schedules for visits in order to ensure the observance of Undas would not return into a super spreader event. On days that visits to cemeteries will be allowed, Eleazar assured the police will strictly monitor the minimum health standards will be followed. A man on the run for 2 years after allegedly killing 4 people and wounding 6 others in a subdivision in Barangay Bagumbayan in Teresa, Rizal, surrendered to the police in Cagayan de Oro City early Sunday. The suspect, Jun Albert Araujo, walked into the Agora police station and turned himself in, telling policemen he killed 4 people when he ran amok on February 8, 2019. Among those killed were bakery owner Ruben Francisco, tricycle driver Celso Bernales, and bystander Wilfredo Lucban. Another bystander, Marvin Mayotin, died while being treated at a hospital. 2 police officers, then PO3 Pantaleon and PO1 Euloterio Mina of the Teresa Police Station, as well as bystanders Joel Gasingan, Darwin Alvarez, Edric John Borak, and Renato Dacuya were rushed to St. Therese Hospital for treatment. The suspect was having a drink spree with his cousin and an unidentified person to celebrate his birthday when he started shooting people, according to his own account. He fled from the scene using a stolen motorcycle, and in a radio interview he said he did not realize he killed 4 people and wounded several others. He narrated hiding from one place to another until reaching Cagayan de Oro City. He said he is tired of running and hiding. Tribune News on Q will be back after these short reminders.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage. Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. In other news, farmers from the town of La Paz have received fertilizers from the Department of Agriculture to increase the yield of their crops. According to DA Regional Director Crispulo Bautista, 52 sacks of fertilizers were given to the Kaut Farmers Field School Marketing Cooperative on Saturday as part of the pilot application of the Farm and Fisheries Clustering and Consolidation Program. The program aims to incorporate new procedures of farming to hasten the selling and increase the production and earnings of the farmers. Cooperative leader Alex Cancio expressed his gratitude to the agency for choosing their group as beneficiary of the program. He then urged his fellow farmers to register under the registry system for basic sectors in agriculture so they too can benefit from the DA programs. Aside from the fertilizers, the group also received seedlings and other machineries for farming. A total of 1,500 workers in the tourism and construction sectors in the province of Bulacan have completed their vaccination against the coronavirus disease 2019. According to the Provincial Tourism and Culture Officer Eliseo de la Cruz, a third or 500 of those vaccinated were from the tourism sector, with the inoculation serving as a first step to opening tourism in the province. Among them were tourism frontliners assigned at hotels and resorts, history and heritage sites, he added, saying the province is targeting to vaccinate 500 more tourism workers in November. The 1,000 construction workers vaccinated are working at various infrastructure projects in Bulacan, especially those involved in the government's Build, Build, Build project, Provincial Labor Director May Lynn Gozun said. Ultimately, the province wants to inoculate 10,000 workers in the construction industry until the end of 2021. Senator Christopher Bongo's outreach team provided assistance to vulnerable communities in Samal, Davao del Norte over the weekend. In a video message, Go said the pandemic has hit low-income Filipinos the hardest, but he urged them to hang tough, as with the vaccines, the country is on the way to recovery. His staff provided meals, vitamins, masks, and face shields to a total of 42 flash flood and fire victims. Go advised those needing medical care to come to the Malasakit centers, nearest at the Davao Regional Medical Center in Tagum City and the Southern Philippines Medical Center in Davao City. The Malasakit centers gathered under one roof of agencies from which patients may seek medical assistance. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage. Boto mo to, Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
You are still watching Tribune News on Q. Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Domagoso has signed the release of 195.9 million pesos to fund the hazard pay of City Hall employees at 500 pesos per day for the duration of the enhanced community quarantine and modified enhanced quarantine from March 27 to May 14 this year. Domagoso directed City Treasurer Jasmine Talegon to immediately prepare the payment for each of the qualified recipients under his Administrative Order 43-2021, approving the release of 195,910,548 pesos. The mayor thanked Vice Mayor Honey Lacuna and the members of the City Council, including Majority Leader Joel Chua and President Pro Tempore Jong Isip, for the swift passage of a resolution that paved the way for the budget allotment. According to Lacuna, qualified to receive the hazard pay are the City Hall employees and personnel who physically reported for work in their respective workstations during the implementation of the ECQ and MECQ during the said period. Talegon added that the recipients must be occupying regular, contractual, or casual positions or are engaged through contract of service, job order, or other similar schemes. They must have been authorized to physically report for work on prescribed official working hours by the heads of the department, Bureau of Office during the period of the implementation of the ECQ and MECQ measures. Domagoso said the hazard pay will help city workers meet their financial obligations during these hard times. Eastern Police District Chief Brigadier General Matthew Bakay said Sunday that actor Jake Cuenca will be charged with reckless imprudence, resulting in damage to property and disobedience to agents in authority. The charges stem from an incident Saturday evening in which Cuenca, 33, allegedly hit a police vehicle in Mandaluyong City as well as a steel barrier as he tried to escape pursuing cops. Policemen themselves may face scrutiny after a passing delivery rider was hit by a stray bullet fired on the actor's black sports utility vehicles in the cops' effort to disable it. The incident happened along Silangan Street, near Pantaleon Street in Barangay Barangka Ibaba at about 8:30 p.m., according to a report by the Mandaluyong Police. The policemen were conducting anti-drug operations in the area when Cuenca's vehicle passed and hit the patrol car and barrier. The police chased the vehicle until the Pasig City area, particularly Shaw Boulevard. When they confronted and the vehicle it was hit, it was actor Jake Cuenca, Bakay said in Filipino. For our world news, thousands of protesters, including members of far-right groups, demonstrated in central Rome on Saturday against the extension of the COVID-19 health pass system to all workplaces. There were scuffles with police as the demonstrators took aim at the health pass, which has been a requirement to enter museums, sporting events, and restaurants since August. Although the march was authorized, several hundred people broke off from the main column and tried to march on Parliament. Police used water cannon and tear gas to stop them, arresting several protesters during clashes, the AGI news agency reported. A separate protest took place in the capital and others in the northern city of Milan and in Cesena, central Italy. 3 weeks ago, the government of Prime Minister Mario Draghi announced that the scheme would be extended to all places of work from October 15, and any employees refusing to comply face suspension without pay. The health pass system is already in place for all medical workers. It requires people to provide a certificate of vaccination, proof of recovery from COVID-19, or a recent negative test result. Retiree Maria Balarin denounced criminal and cowardly blackmail by the Italian state. By not making vaccinations compulsory but forcing workers to have them, it absolves itself of any responsibility for fatal or serious consequences, but indirectly obliges people to be vaccinated in order to be able to go to work, she said. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Undas Center, Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista, and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning!
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.